To some people in this room, what I'm about to say may sound a bit controversial, but it's not controversial because it's true. America is a Christian nation.
Approval. In a viral video, the president of the school's Republican club describes what he says he saw.
And they were giving jobs to girls out throughout the high school, and they were giving out Qurans, and they also had pamphlets about Sharia law.
Wiley East student Camden Campbell is here with his father.
When I found out, it was pretty shocking.
My main concern is kind of the same as his. It was basically, how did they get in and then come back and say, well, we didn't know what they had. The other side of it was the Sharia law pamphlets.
Members of the Islamic community also sharing their thoughts.
I don't think anybody was converting them into Islam. This has gone so blown out of proportion.
Let me be clear. This is not hateful. This is not racist. This is not xenophobic. And I can show I'm not racist. I've been black for like my whole life, for like 44 years. I say the Sharia law has no place to usurp our Constitution in these United States of America, and especially in our schools, and especially in our public institutions.
Welcome back to MAGA News Central. A Texas high school let an outside Islamic group hand out Qurans and Sharia law pamphlets to students. Parents were furious. Democrats stayed silent. Then Wesley Hunt demolished their double standard. Let's get into it.
To some people in this room, what I'm about to say may sound a bit controversial, but it's not controversial because it's true. America is a Christian nation. We're founded upon Christian values. Our founders believed that our rights did not come from government, but they came from God. Those ideals shaped our institutions, our culture, our laws, and the very moral foundation and fabric of what I know is the greatest country in the world. Now, America is also a country that welcomes people from all backgrounds of every culture and faith. That's actually what is a part of our greatness. And as somebody like me that fought in combat to ensure that anyone could come to this nation and believe what they want to believe and believe in the First and Second Amendment rights, I welcome that more than you could ever believe because I laid my life down on the line to ensure that that would happen. But let's be clear about something. Assimilation to American values and ideas matter. When we begin importing belief systems and cultural values that are fundamentally incompatible with the principles that build this nation, we should not be surprised when the social fabric begins to fray. Let me be clear. This is not hateful. This is not racist. This is not xenophobic. And I can show I'm not racist. I've been black for like my whole life, for like 44 years. I say the Sharia law has no place to usurp our Constitution in these United States of America, and especially in our schools, and especially in our public institutions. America's legal system is rooted in the Constitution and equal justice under the law, not religious extremism or parallel legal systems. We have learned from many of our colleagues on the left that this tends to be how they tack in this general direction. 10 Commandments, not allowed, bad. Islamic pamphlets, good. 10 Commandments, bad. Free Qurans in schools, good. 10 Commandments, bad. Understanding Sharia law, brochures, good. This is the hypocrisy that we Christian Americans are quite sick of. The same people who mock or marginalize America's founding values suddenly become deeply tolerant when the ideology in question is directed against Western traditions and institutions. Meanwhile, Sharia law is normalized and distributed to children in school while expressions of traditional faith are treated like a threat. Here's how things should work. Math, yeah. Free Qurans? No. History? Yeah. Sharia brochures? No. Science? Yeah. Shahada cards? No. This is a very simple idea that should be understood by all Americans. One of my best friends is a Muslim American, and he is a fighting Texas Aggie, but he actually sees himself as an American first and has fully embraced our culture and what it means to be an American. That's good. That's what we want. That's why we call this place a melting pot. I'm seeing a lot of talk from my colleagues on the left, too, as we shift toward this reinvigorated talk about Jim Crow and the path to this country. And as someone who is a direct descendant of a slave, as someone whose great-great-grandfather was born on a plantation, I can assure you slavery is over. Jim Crow is dead. When I go anywhere, I don't see any white-only signs. I don't, I promise you. I am a black man that represents a white majority district in Texas. The great-great-grandson of a man born on a plantation stands before you today as a proud conservative Republican from Texas, as a believer and follower in Christ, and as a believer in what this country can be if we allow equality for not just Muslim Americans, not just Buddhist Americans, but also Christian Americans like yourself. God bless you, young man. You give me a lot of hope for the future of this country. Thank you for having the courage. I yield back the remainder of my time.
Time in Wiley, people there demanding answers tonight from district leaders regarding a religious group recently handing out Islamic faith materials to students at Wiley East High School. That incident went viral on social media 2 weeks ago. The district tonight says policies were not properly followed, and they told our Aaron Jones that changes are going to be made.
Because this is just wrong, guys. It's wrong at every level.
At Tuesday's school board meeting, it was a packed house. Many attendees questioning how the outside organization Why Islam was able to set up a table on campus during school hours earlier this month without district approval. In a viral video, the president of the school's Republican club describes what he says he saw.
And they were giving jobs to girls out throughout the high school, and they were giving out Qurans, and they also had pamphlets about Sharia law.
Wiley East student Camden Campbell is here with his father.
When I found out, it was pretty shocking.
My main concern is kind of the same as his. It was basically, how did they get in and then come back and say, well, we didn't know what they had. The other side of it was the Sharia law pamphlets.
Members of the Islamic community also sharing their thoughts.
I don't think anybody was converting them into Islam. This has gone so blown out of proportion, and it's just the current environment we're in.
It's disheartening. You know, our kids go to school wanting to go to a safe space, wanting to be taught and loved just as any other student.
The district says the Why Islam visitors checked in through the front office and were processed through their screening system, but a staff member didn't verify that the required guest speaker approval process had been completed. The staff member was placed on leave pending an investigation. Wiley ISD now also updating club procedures, including replacing the guest speaker form with a new outside visitor approval form to keep record of all visitors to clubs and organizations. The club sponsor will meet the visitor in the front office and escort the visitor to and from the meeting location.
We will have a few, things that we will take care of and adjust, but we're going to earn your trust back, and I'm sorry that happened.
Accountability. That's the only thing.
And tonight there were no action items on the agenda related to this incident. We did hear from a spokesperson for the district who gave us an update on the investigation and says the review process has concluded and additional action is being taken. However, because this is a personnel matter, we are unable to share specific details. In Wiley, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
Hunt opened by declaring America is a Christian nation, founded upon Christian values. The founders believed rights came from God, not government. He made it clear America welcomes all backgrounds. As a combat veteran, he fought to ensure anyone could believe what they want. But assimilation matters. When belief systems incompatible with American principles are imported, the social fabric frays. Then he exposed the double standard. 10 commandments are bad, but Islamic pamphlets are good. 10 commandments are bad. Free Qurans in schools are good. 10 commandments are bad. Sharia law brochures are good. The same people who mock America's founding values become tolerant when ideology is directed against Western traditions. Hunt shut down the race-baiting defense before it started. He reminded everyone he has been black for 44 years. This is not hateful, not racist, not xenophobic. Sharia law has no place to usurp the Constitution, especially in schools, especially in public institutions. He shared a powerful example. One of his best friends is a Muslim American, a Texas Aggie, but he sees himself as American first, embraced American culture. That is the melting pot. The problem is not Muslims. The problem is importing legal systems that contradict American law, distributing those materials to children without parental knowledge or approval. Welcoming people of all faiths does not mean abandoning American principles. It does not mean allowing foreign legal codes to infiltrate public schools. Hunt laid down common sense guidelines. Math, yeah. Free Qurans, no. History, yeah. Sharia brochures, no. Science, yeah. Shahada cards? No. Simple, clear, unapologetic. Public schools exist to educate, not to proselytize, not to distribute religious materials from outside organizations. The district admitted policies were not followed. A staff member was placed on leave. But Hunt asked the question everyone was thinking. How did this happen? Students were handed hijabs and Sharia law brochures. Parents demanded answers. A problem that never should have existed. Hunt crushed the left's identity politics. He addressed colleagues who kept bringing up Jim Crow as a direct descendant of a slave, as someone whose great-great-grandfather was born on a plantation. Hunt declared slavery is over. Jim Crow is dead. He does not see white-only signs. A black man who represents a white majority district in Texas. The great-great-grandson of a slave stands before them as a proud conservative Republican. A believer in Christ. A believer in what this country can be. He called for equality. For Muslim Americans. For Buddhist Americans. And for Christian Americans. The left's narrative collapsed. They could not call him racist. Could not call him xenophobic. Could not call him uneducated. A black combat veteran descended from slaves dismantled their playbook. If you are tired of radical school boards replacing American laws with foreign codes, hit subscribe, share this video, join the movement. Wesley Hunt delivered an unapologetic defense of American civilization. He declared America is a Christian nation, exposed the double standard, shut down the race baiting. The left had nothing. A black combat veteran descended from slaves demolished their playbook. Public schools are for academic excellence, not religious experimentation, not foreign legal codes. The radical left was left outmatched and humiliated. Tell me what you think. Smash that like button. Subscribe to MAGA News Central. See you in the next breakdown.